meditation. Just a second. I have a heater on in this room and I don't want it to be on full blast this whole meditation session. It's good to see you. Welcome to this Wednesday morning. We've got another 3 or 4 minutes before we go live with today's meditation, and some beautiful wisdom from amazing teachers that I can share with you before we get started. So let's dive right into it. There's a couple of things to get through. The first one is a quote that I couldn't find the author of. It says, sometimes it's not the times you decide to fight, but the times you decide to surrender that make all the difference. Sometimes it's not the times you decide to fight, but the times you decide to surrender that make all the difference. And often when the topic of surrender comes up, I have found that sometimes our minds go directly to something like an actual fight or war, and the idea of surrender is completely opposed within us. Resistance to this idea of surrender because of the picture of war and fighting. But if we make it more applicable to ourselves in our very real everyday lives, and we ask the question, what are all the things we are fighting in our daily lives? And should we be fighting all of the things we are fighting? And then maybe the word surrender makes a bit more sense. Sunmarie, good morning. Estelle, good morning. Awesome seeing you guys. And Anthony, I just saw you pop in. How are you doing, dude? Okay, so sometimes surrender makes all the difference. The next one's by Marianne Williamson. Marianne Williamson says, the moment of surrender is not when life is over, it is when life begins. So the first thoughts speak quite a bit about surrender, and that sometimes surrender makes more of a difference than fighting. Tony Robbins speaks about journeys and that nothing is impossible, but then he has this saying, a thought, where he says, the only impossible journey. So I want to frame that again. He says, we like to say, or he tends to say, that everything is possible, but then sometimes he speaks about this one, the only impossible journey, and he says, the only impossible journey is the one that never begins. The only journey we're not able to walk is the one where we never took the first step. In other words, not taking action. So we have a bit of a balancing act here. Charlene, good morning. Anthony, I remembered your thoughts and your reminder about serenity last night. This one is especially for you. So taking action, we have surrender on the one hand, and we have Tony Robbins reminding us that the only journey that is impossible to walk is the one where we never take the first step, where we never take the action. So what is the balance between surrender and taking action? Lisa Nichols says, when your clarity meets your conviction. When your clarity meets your conviction and you apply action to that. When there's clarity and you apply action to your clarity, your world will begin to transform before your eyes. Let me read it again. When your clarity meets your conviction and you apply action to the equation, your world will begin to transform before your eyes. Leshna, good morning. It's good to see you. So one last thought on this balance of surrender and taking action is Danielle Orner, who says, life is a balance between what we can control and what we cannot. I am learning to live between effort and surrender. Isn't that beautifully said? Life is a balance between what we can control and what we cannot, and I am learning to live between effort and surrender. So you might have surmised by this time that our meditation today is the Serenity Prayer. Thanks for the reminder last night, Anthony. do we find that balance? What is something we need to surrender to, and what is something we need to take action on? Because it's not either or, it's both. We need to find where our wisdom lies and where the balance is between taking action and surrender. So if you are ready, let's float away on today's journey together. You can close your eyes and we'll start with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. Deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. And one more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose makes its way all the way deep down into your belly. As you breathe in, fill up your belly with air and feel yourself grow bigger and taller. When you exhale, let all of it go. On your exhale, soften. As the balloon in your belly deflates, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. We have this balance between surrender and taking action. And we're asking for the wisdom to know what to surrender and where to take action. And I left one quote for this part of the meditation. It's a quote by Ajahn Bohm, who says, "Silence is so much more productive of wisdom and clarity. And so here we are, stepping into a space of silence, becoming open, asking for wisdom and clarity. With every breath, specifically with every exhale as you soften, can you feel yourself putting down what you've been carrying? With every exhale as you soften, feel how whatever you have been carrying falls, slips, slides off of your shoulders. So we can get to that deeper place where the wisdom resides. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together. Helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle into a comfortable place. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and gently roll out your neck muscles. You're loosening up your body. You're softening whatever might be feeling tight. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. See if you can curve your spine into an S from your head all the way down to your tailbone. Big breath in. And as you release, stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. space of presence. We can turn inwards. See how deep we can dive into this space where we might actually find some guidance. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long, slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel softness, full, every muscle of your body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel your shoulders falling, your body softening. Feel how you are slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow. As you breathe in, become aware of what it feels like as the air flows in through your nostrils. Then bring your awareness to the air touching the back of your throat. Stay with your breath and feel as it flows into, and just imagine it flows all the way through your lungs. And then as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way into you, holding you inside of you as you hold your breath. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a long, slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you turn inwards and dive deep into you, Be as deliberate as you can about feeling a sense of surrender in your body. Take your next big breath. Just imagine that you could sit at the feet of your soul and say, "Here I am. I'm listening." And you could ask questions knowing and trusting that there is guidance. Even if you can't hear the answer right now, knowing it will come. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, just imagine sitting at the feet of your soul and saying, "Here I am." Take your next big breath. Serenity, especially for you today, Anthony. Remind yourself of the first line of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, say those words over a couple of times. Feel them in your mind. Bring them all the way down into your heart. Serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Take your next big breath. In as much surrender as you can. Ask the question without trying to find the answer. Try to not use your brain to think up an answer. Just ask and let go. Trusting that at some point the answer will come. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, the question is, What is one thing I need to surrender to? What is one thing I need to accept that I cannot change? Take your next big breath. Then we reach for the other side of this balance. Please grant me the courage to change the things that I can change. With your next big breath as you dive deep into you, repeat those words a few times. Turn them around in your mind and bring them all the way down into your heart. Please grant me the courage to change the things that I can change. Take your next big breath. And then in as much surrender as you can, ask the question. Ask and let go. What is one thing I need to change? What is one thing I need to take action on and make a change? Take your next big breath. Last beautiful line asks for the wisdom to know the difference. And it can be tricky, knowing where to have acceptance and where to take action. What to leave be as it is, let it take its own course, and where to make a change. asking continually for the wisdom and the reminder to put everything else down and ask in surrender. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, we're asking for the wisdom to know the difference between where to surrender and where to take action. Take your next big breath. Take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, invite softness into every cell of your body. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. Feel yourself just floating. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down. And spend the last few minutes in this floating space with us. Anthony Robbins speaks about every journey is a possible journey, except there's one, the only impossible journey is the journey where we never took the first step. If we don't take action and take the first step, then there is no journey to be had. Eckhart Tolle says, accept this present moment as you as if you had chosen it. Surrender to this moment as if this was the choice you made to have this moment right now. But he also goes on to say, accept and then act. By surrendering to what this moment makes available to us, we find the clarity to know what to take action on. For the last few minutes, you can bring yourself back to the questions. What is one thing I need to accept that I cannot change? What is one thing I need to take action on? And please help me with this wisdom part, the surrender, so that I can find clarity. I'll leave you in silence for a few minutes, and I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. A helpful question to me is, please show me what I'm not seeing. The last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this space. space that brings clarity, wisdom, guidance. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder to check in. We so often keep pushing and pushing and pushing with an underlying assumption that we know what should be done. Thank you for the reminder to check in and ask. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for a beautiful circle of humans to share this space with. Take a deep breath in. Thank you. One more big breath. Thank you, beautiful people. Good morning, Colette. Good morning, Nella. Good morning, Karabo. It's awesome seeing you all. It's nice to see you again, Colette. Hope you're well. The wisdom to know the difference. I think I'll share that second to last quote with you again. It comes up in my mind. Life is a balance between what we can control and what we cannot. I'm learning to live between effort and surrender, by Danielle Orner. Learning to live between effort and surrender. I love it. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you back here soon. Ciao, ciao.